let's figure out why we're not getting images here. So if we go over to our blog page, this is one place that we were not getting any images. So we'll take a look here. Okay, so this I just didn't fix. So this should be what content dot image dot image. No. Oh, featured dot content. And that should get the featured post back, and then we got our recent posts. I just didn't update the images here, so this was all already done. Then we can come in here and get our image right. So those should come back. Perfect. Then we go in. So we got all that back. So now we need to go into our blog slug. Take a look at what we got here. All right, so in our actual blog, we're good there. I've got my 2 top button that comes up here. Great. All right, so I need to look at our render, our rich text renderer as well, because I don't think we have any blocks in here. So that's going to be in our converters. Then we have our index, which has our JSX converter. Perfect. So we actually are going to change tack a little bit. So we do still need to figure out the form builder. Don't worry. I'm going to write that down right now so I don't forget. I know that nobody else but me is worried about that. So let's take a look real quick at our, my brain is broken real quick. Okay, there it is. All right. So this is where I need to be. So we're still working on that. To do, we need to fix our form block. All right. So there's that. So we'll fix that. Now, the problem that we're seeing on our blogs here is that some of these do have blocks. And I think actually one of them is all blocks, but none of our blocks are showing. I think it's this one. And the reason it's not showing is because in our JSX converters, we don't have a block converter. So we're going to make one. So what we're going to do is in our node types, we need to import all of the types for our blocks. So, no, yeah, I'll do it here. I was thinking of putting it into a separate file like I have the rest, but I think it makes sense here. So let's go ahead and start working on those types. We're going to need our serialized, so hard to spell, block node. And we're going to take in all of the types from the blocks that we want to use. So we've got our content with video props. We've got our, and we're going to use the union join here, content with map props. And let me give us a little bit more space to work with. So let's put that there and then that there. Perfect. So then we need our content with media props, and we're going to put the import type here. I do like to explicitly state that just to make things more clear and easier for me to understand. So we need CTA props. What else do we have? Blocks, blocks, blocks. We're going to have our card, I guess card section. I don't think it has props. Again, let's make some more space. Okay, card section, client, logos, props. We'll take our time with this. All right. So we already have content, no media. We have content with, do we have content, no media? No, content, no media props. Then we have CTAs, FAQ, props. I don't think I have anything for feed yet. Form block type. Is that right? Let's go look at the config, see our interface name. That's what I'm looking at here. It's just form block. Form block. Perfect. All right, so that should be everything. No, it's not even close. All right, so after form block, we have our pain point props, sponsored block props, steps props, steps with icons props. Lots of props, everybody. Lots of props. Lots of props. All right, and then stuff with icons, summary props, and table of contents props. So now I think that's everything. And the reason we did that is because we need all of these for our JSX renderer down here. And so looking at this now, it looks like a mess, which makes me really want to put this in another file, but I really just want to move forward with what we have now. So we're going to create a new JSX Converter for our blocks, and we're going to pass in all of the slugs that we're going to use. So we'll just start from the top with what we have available. So CTA is going to take a node, and then we just pass in our CTA component. So we're going to have to pull in the component there, and then instead of block type, we're just going to delete that. And here, let's give us some more space here so you can see my code a little bit better. And we'll just take in node.fields, and then that one should be done. So I don't think I have any CTAs for our block here, but just in case, I'll refresh. We'll take a look. Nope. Okay. So then we'll just duplicate this. We need commas at the end. So before I duplicate this again, so we need this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more times. 13 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't even know if this is the best way to do that, so we're going to run with it. So content with video. And then this is going to be content with video, and we're always going to make sure that we're pulling in from the component. So luckily my IDE helps me with that, and I'm thankful. So next is going to be content with map. And you can see I'm getting type hints as I go as well. So that's the point of us putting in all of these types. Now I don't have to guess what the slug is. It's just there for me to look at. Wonderful. So content with map. We'll then pull in content with map. Again, the component. Then we got content with media. Whoops. Content with media. Wrong. Content with media from the component. Oh, we can get rid of this too. So under content with media, we got CTA, which we already made. So then card section. Card section. Then we're going to have card. Assume, nope, is that not right? Card, well, hold on. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a second because it may just be a matter of a shared name. Yes, okay, so it's taking from the UI, which is clearly not what I want. So we're going to import card from, so what is this actually supposed to be? Card section. So then you see we have like a collision here. So we want to make sure that we're able to use card section both as a type and as an import or as a component. So we're just going to do so card section as, and then we'll do card section props just to match everything else, and then change this to be props. And now I can come down here and do card section. There we go. So after our card section props, we then have client logos. So then we'll do client logos, component, then content, no media, content, no media. Then we have FAQ block, FAQ. Okay, almost done here. So form block. I'm very curious to see what this is going to do. And then we should have form, nope, form block. Okay, so for some reason that didn't work. So import form block. Okay, so import. All right, so we need to look at our component for the form real quick. Component form, type form is form type. So what am I exporting this? This is, yeah, it's supposed to be form block. So again, we're having another collision. So we're going to do as form block type to match what we have in the actual form itself. So then I should be able to pull in our form block component, enable intro. We'll set to true. It's not assignable to type boolean. Type null, weird. All right, well, we'll come back to that one as well. So something's going on with the form block. We'll figure that out. So we got pain points, component, sponsored block, sponsored section was apparently what it's called. Don't know why I did that. Okay, then we have our steps. We'll take steps, component. Then we got steps with icons, which I know are not included in this blog post, but that's fine. Then we've got summary block. We got summary. And then lastly, we've got our table of contents. with our table of contents component. So now if I refresh this, form block may break stuff. We'll take a look. So maybe there's nothing in this one. Future blog test, maybe? Nope, future blog. One of these definitely has blocks in it. Not that one. Okay. So let's go ahead and do terminal, do payload generate types, and then just in case we'll do import map as well. So when troubleshooting, I always just make sure to do this. I don't know if it actually does anything, but chances are I just need to enable the blocks somewhere. But let's go over to our dashboard. So then we go to posts, and then no blocks there. Which one do I have open now? So lorem ipsum. So let's add blocks just to see what's going on. So form block, no, let's not do the form block because that's just too much of a wild card. Content, no media, sure. Test, testing. So now if I refresh this one, okay, we're not seeing any blocks in this. And that is very strange that we're not seeing any blocks here. Node types, we do have serialized block node. It always works in the tutorial. It never works in real life. So let's just in case. Okay, so what's happening here? So we do have content no media block is active. It is in the JSX Converter and it is being used. So let's take a look at show usage real quick. RichText Converter in our rich text, yes. So then we go over to our blog, slug. And then we see our, oh, I still have serialized lexical here. That would do it. So rich text from my components, change this to data. This is what happens when you try to refactor a whole project. Things get missed. So if there's content, I think it's a content.content maybe. So maybe it's not even content. Yeah, it should be content. We got content. Oh, is it rich text? Sure is. Okay, weird that I did that way, but that's all right. All right, so there's that. So that was working in general. So let's find our other blocks. And so here, form is not showing up. So there is an issue with form. Oh, no converter is provided. This issue in particular was my fault. But okay, so the form works there within a block. Very strange, very, very strange. So in here, then I also need to put this as rich text. Again, things get missed. Data. Don't need root children. There we go. All right, so enable intro should be taking true just fine. Let's be excited about it. All right, enable intro. I don't know why it thinks it's getting null here, but that's fine. No biggie. So just because it's going to bother me, we'll do a TS ignore there. But we will figure out why that's happening.